So, as part of the 21-day embodiment challenge that I posted about earlier, as well as the actionable homework from Moon Circle that we held on Zoom last night, everyone is supposed to take one step today, one act that would support bringing a vision, an idea, an offering, art, something that has lived in our imagination that would take that and bring it down from the spiritual realm and ground it into 3D reality. So for me, that step was to make a video about my services. I have an array of services that I offer, and I almost never talk about them. And part of that for me was about 2 to 2.5 years ago, I started making a pivot in my business. And prior to then, my primary focus for my business was offering brand photography, commercial photography for businesses, offering B2B services, building websites, offering marketing consulting, social media strategy, podcast production, blogs, the whole nine for aligned brands, primarily within the plant medicine space here in Oklahoma. However, about 2.5 years ago, I made the decision to pivot into more of like the wellness, the general wellness space, to offer my own spiritual work, to offer my own services. And what has come with that is working through blocks around charging for spiritual work. And if you're in this space, you know that there is like a divide amongst people, practitioners in the spiritual community. Some people think it's gross to charge, that you should offer it for free. And then there are others who are like living their dream lives and they're charging for their services. They're receiving a fair exchange. They're providing life-changing services and actually being compensated for that. So for me, it's just taken some time to work through how I felt, my own feelings that I had around that. So I'm coming into this space where I realize that for me, it's all about sharing the gifts for free, right? I share my gifts every day. I share them freely. But if you want to book me for my time, my services, whether it's Reiki, intuitive guidance, coaching, to host a workshop or to speak or whatever, that comes with an energy exchange, right? So when I'm not asking to be compensated, I'm telling the universe something else. And I won't go down that rabbit hole right now. But I've realized that it not only is it okay to charge, but I should be charging and I should be talking about my services. I've found that it is very easy for me to build up other businesses, to come up with strategy, to execute the strategy, to help other owners, to hype them up and make them believe in themselves, or help them believe in themselves and help give them the confidence to share their story, to share their services, to talk about their brand, so that they can actually connect with clients and consumers who resonate and want to support them. But for me personally, that has been a challenge over the last couple of years. But anyway, so some of the services that I offer, if you're into card readings, if that's your jam, I offer a card reading. However, it's not like an hour-long phone call. It's delivered digitally. So when you book that, you tell me what your questions are, what you need clarity around. I will do a full card spread. I will break down the intuitive messages, any channeled messages from your guides, and I will deliver that digitally, either via email or text, whatever works best for you, even voice note. And then I offer my Reiki services in 2 offerings. I have a 60-minute offering and a 90-minute offering. And while they both offer like a deep energetic recalibration, the 90-minute one gets into more intuitive guidance, more coaching, more integration practices after we do the actual Reiki session. And if you're unfamiliar with Reiki, I am a Usui master practitioner, have been for the last 2.5 years or so. And what it is it is an energy healing modality. You are your own medicine, right? I personally am not healing you, but what I am doing is acting as a channel for life force, for healing energy direct from source. I work with symbols. I work with, my own tools And I do these Reiki sessions remotely, sometimes in person in OKC when weather is conducive, but I probably won't do any more of those until spring. So what I do is I will scan your chakras, your 7 primary chakras, identify any blocks, any stagnant energy, and I will do my best to remove those blocks, to pour in healthy energy, get everything moving in a healthy direction. And as I'm working on you, I will receive channeled messages from your higher self, from your guides, and I will share that with you as I'm working on you. I will offer you intuitive guidance. And then for the longer Reiki session, we do, alignment practices at the end. So I have those. Those are my like one-off session offerings. And then something I'm really excited about, and you guys are hearing about this first, starting in January, which I know seems like a long time away, but it's coming up really quickly. January the 6th, I will start a 4-week group coaching container called Aligned AF for the people who don't cuss, Aligned AF. And going forward, I will have 4-week group coaching containers, not every month, but I will do several of those next year, where we'll get together. We will do the deep alignment work together. I will provide tools. We'll do a lot of reflecting, journaling. We'll do guided visualizations, kind of like what we do in Moon Circle, but we'll go a lot deeper. We will tweak things. We'll recalibrate your energy. We will get you on the path, aligned with your higher self, with the reality that you want to be living. You'll have homework, we'll have sharing, and then there will be a daily community where you can engage and have accountability there. And then later on next year, I will roll out one-on-one coaching programs, 8 and 12-week programs. But for right now, if you want to book me, you want to work with me, I have the card reading. I have 2 different Reiki packages. You can actually book the 90-minute Reiki session and still get coaching through that offer. So I have those available. If you are an owner, if you own a business, if you have a personal brand, whether you already have one established and you want to improve it, gain more visibility, or if you just have an idea and you are wanting to bring that idea to life and get really serious about becoming your own boss, owning your own time, having freedom, and integrating your work with your life, I love, love, love to support that in any way that I can. I have a host of services on my website. Again, all of the links are in my bio. You can learn more about the services that I offer. You can also book a 1-hour consult with me where we can talk about your dreams, your ideas. If you already have an established business, what that looks like, what's working, what's not. If you are still in the planning phase, I can help you with strategy and action steps and get you a roadmap put together through that consult offering. So if any of this resonates with you and you would like to work with me, I am available. I'm taking on new clients. All of my links are in my bio. You can email me if you have questions before booking a service. I'm here for that as well, to answer any questions that you may have. And this was my day 1 of 21 action step.